So I would consider myself a minimalist, or at least on the spectrum of minimalism, because I do believe, in my opinion, there's levels to this, even though I still have stuff. And more importantly, what I think it reveals about me and about you and about us when we are on the path to minimalism is how intentional we are or aren't about the things that we actually keep and the things that we actually have. And in this video in particular, I want to talk about the stuff and the things that I have kept, specifically around jewelry, because that's just where I land and why it's jewelry. But the things that I've kept that allowed me to feel a closeness and a connection to my ancestors without becoming like a pack rat or a hoarder. Because I feel like generationally, depending on what generation you come from, many of us remember, like, I don't know what side I'm going to put it on somewhere, but the china cabinets that look like this and were filled with things, filled with stuff, storage units filled with things from China and tchotchkes and things from our ancestors. But we just were like, no, we want to run in complete other direction when it comes to having that much stuff in our own home or in our own possessions. I was talking to a friend today, a dear sis, and it was great. It was a video call. I love it being abroad and getting video calls and seeing my friends' faces. It's the best feeling. It's so simple, but it's so meaningful to me. But she was all like out, probably like eight something, up, bright, working on her business, and I'm like still in the bed because I slept in today till like eight something. I was up, but I just wasn't at them. You know what I mean? So she was talking about the fact that she wants to clean out the stuff. Like, she just has stuff. She usually does a good spring cleaning or so. When it comes to the beginning of the year, she hadn't gotten to it. She's ready. She's ready to get into it. And I was thinking, it made me think about stuff. And I didn't want to just talk about stuff, or these were my favorite things, but I wanted to have a meaningful conversation around how we choose intentionally the things and the stuff that we keep in our lives and what has meaning to us because of it, right? So for me, I hold on to a lot of jewelry. One of the number one things for me has been to keep stuff that I can use or that I can wear. So that's clothes, jewelry, pretty much that's the pretty much. It might be blankets, like things like, I don't have blankets, but blankets, things like that that you can utilize, that you can wear. It might be a small sign, it might be a kitchen item, it might be, those kinds of things that are not going to be in a box somewhere hidden away, that are not going to be in a storage unit somewhere hidden away, that are not going to be necessarily, infused in our china cabinet, which is fine. It's on display. But if you're like me and you're like, I don't want a whole bunch of stuff, that's important. And moving abroad, I had to be really discerning about what I chose to bring with me. And some people will come in and be like, I let go of all the things. And I'm like, but you didn't though. But did you? Did you really? Because I talked about moving abroad and us still having a storage unit and what that meant and what that looked like. And I'm going to figure out how to pop up a video, but I'm going to try to pop up the video right about here. And when I talked about what we really had to let go of to move abroad. And it's not just what you think. So you can tab that video and watch it for later if you're interested. But I have things that I hold on to very purposely. So one of the things is it needs to be something I can use or wear. Like that would probably be number one, my number one element, my number one discerning factor around, am I keeping this thing? Is it important? Is it valuable to me? So that means that I have a lot of jewelry from grandmothers, from great grandmothers, and from my own mother. And I wear it, and a lot of it I wear religiously. I don't even take off, which my friend was like, that's weird. I'm like, yeah, girl, I never take these off. I'm gonna talk to you about what I don't take off in a second. I never take it off. But yeah, so and shout out to my friend Samira who gave me these earrings, right? So I she's not my ancestor, she's my friend, but I'm noticing that I'm wearing these awesome wooden earrings. Okay, bam. Can y'all see? Can y'all see how? Okay, yep. I'm noticing that I'm wearing them, and I can remember like my friend Samara gave them to me. So this is something that this is an example of something that I would keep and that is important because it's not just something that I bought that I'm like, oh, I thought was cute. It's something someone gave to me that is important to me, that I love, someone who's special to me. Shout out to her because she's just a beautiful person. She was wearing these earrings and I was like, girl, those are beautiful. I love your earrings. She took them off and gave them to me. And I was like, no, no, no. But she was like, take the earrings. They're yours. And I was like, that's just the type of person she is. And I remember that story when I pick up these earrings. And they're just so me because a lot of the things that are so me are also so her, but that's another conversation. So, jewelry items. One of the items that is really important to me that I wear every day and that, yes, I don't take off is this necklace. If you can see, I'll get a close up of this. I'll put a close up in there of it as well. But it has my mother's name, Desna, on it. Daryl Ann, aka Desna, and she wore this every day. This was her everyday necklace. And when she went into the hospital, you know, they take your jewelry off. And so it was weird because she wasn't wearing the jewelry that I was normally used to seeing her in. And she took her jewelry off and they gave me the bag of jewelry when I showed up at the hospital. And I immediately took this out of the bag and just put it on. And I haven't taken it off since then, legitimately. I mean, I might have had to take it off for one reason or another, but it's very rare because I sleep in it, and yes, I shower in it, and I'm in the pool in it. I never take this off, and it's again, it's attached to story, right? So every time I wear this, it's attached to remembering how she wore it every day and remembering that moment, which was very challenging, one of the most difficult moments of my life, to show up at the hospital after her stroke and then getting handed this necklace and immediately putting on, and somehow that simple act made me feel a little better. It made me feel just like a minuscule, like such a minuscule amount of like it just, I don't know, it makes you feel closer to a person. And it's interesting how sometimes just a piece, an item can do that for you, what that can spark. So speaking of everyday items, I wear these every day as well. These are bangles, two sets of bangles, silver, that have been, I don't know what they call that when they kind of, you bang it. This is not the name for it. I'm gonna try to find it and put it up here. But I wear these also every day. I also never take them off. I sleep in them, I shower them, all the things. And the only time that I have taken them off when I have a newborn, because their skin is so sensitive. I'm holding them all the time. I don't want my bracelets to rub on them, so I take it off until they get to an age where I feel like, okay, I'm good. I feel comfortable putting my bracelets back on. But that's the only time. Other than that, these girls are always on me, and it's beautiful because it's my mother. There's a set that's my mother's, and there's a set that is my grandmother's. The same pattern and different clasp, but same pattern. And I wear them both. I wear them both together. My grandmother wore one pair, my mom wore one pair, and I inherited both of them while they were still here. And I, for years and years and years and years and years, I have been wearing these set of bangles. And yeah, and the list goes on. So another one of my everyday rings, one of the things in my engagement ring had chipped, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it fixed, and I didn't. And then when my mom passed, the engagement ring that I wear every day, I I got that, and most people couldn't fit this. It's so small. I want to show y'all. I have big knuckles and very small fingers. I'm hoping you can see. It's a very small loop. It doesn't fit most people, but it fits me. It's like a glass slipper kind of situation. Loving on it. Loving on it. In this situation, you might be like, it doesn't fit me. You're just gonna give a little wiggle because that knuckle. Okay. Slim fingers, my knuckles. So I wear that. That's another item because it was my mom's, another thing that she wore regularly. And so I wear it now. And then I have two rings that I wear on this side, and this green one was, and I'll try to get even more of a close up for you all, was my grandmother on my father's side. Her ring, she wore it every day. The theme here that I'm noticing of the everyday jewelry of my ancestors, and now I'm wearing it every day, but it's become an everyday staple for me. I do need to get it fixed. I do need to get it, I want to say soldered, Is that the right word? When they take that little thing and kind of melt the metal, because it's seen better days than in terms of the band. So I need to get it fixed. But my father actually told me that he remembered his grandmother wearing this ring, which means this is not just my grandmother's ring. This is Grandma Posey's ring, which is my great grandmother on my father's side. The rest of this was my mother's side, and this is also my mother's ring, her wedding band to my father, and it just says Bismillah Rahman Rahim, which is in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. And so I have that ring. That ring is actually too big for me. This ring actually fits me, so I wear them together so that the one that's too big for me doesn't fall off or slip. I have so much jewelry that I got from my mother, jewelry that I admired. Um, that when she wore it, that I looked at and was like, "Ooh, I want that." She was like, "No." And there were so many pieces that I thought were so cool, and now I have them and I wear them. And people will compliment me when I go out, and they'll say, "Oh, your earrings are so pretty." And I'll say, "Yeah, they were my mom's." And it's almost a conversation starter, even though I don't mean it to be. But it's a way that I definitely feel connected. Um, I have this kind of pearl tie necklace that was my grandmother's on um, my grandmother's, and I think also my great grandmother's on my mother's side. I have a brooch, these cute little cat eye gold glasses brooch that I wear from time to time. So I'm not a brooch wearer, but I figure out how to kind of put it into a piece. If you guys have ways that you wear brooches, just let me know down below. But I put it into a piece, and I'll wear that. And the pearl tie is always a conversation starter too, which is really fun. And I'll wear that as well. But I have so many jewelry pieces from my mom, these earrings. It's just a way to stay connected, and it's a way that I've decided that I want to be discerning about the things that I keep. Because if I'm going to continue on a minimalist journey, I don't want things that I'm not using. I don't want things that I have to pack away or put away. I want things that make sense for my life and for my lifestyle and for my style, as opposed to set it and forget it. I want it to be seen. I want to see it, not be seen necessarily by others, even though obviously I wear my jewelry and it's seen by others, but I see it. I know that it's on me. I know that it belonged to this person, and this was an item that they wore, and this was an item that was on their skin. This was an item that was part of their style. This is an item that there are pictures out there with them wearing this item, and now I'm wearing it these generations later. I do think that there's something really cool about that. And I don't know if you have something, an item, a blanket, a photograph, a piece of jewelry, a handkerchief, a piece of clothing, a sweater, shoes, a belt buckle, like something that you hold dear in your life, an item or items that remind you of and that were given to you or remind you of one of your ancestors, a person in your bloodline. And what I think is beautiful about being an intentional, minimalist, you know, labels are challenging because people have ideas about what that's supposed to mean. But like I said, um, I think it's fluid. I think there are levels to this. Is that I can be intentional. I can say this has to go and this can go. I don't use it. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in my lifestyle anymore. It doesn't physically fit my body. I've had a good run with it, but I'm ready for someone else to get use out of it because I want to bring in something new into my household. And that's something that I do. Like these staple things will always be with me. These things that remind me of the a lot of times the women in my life, because we're talking about a lot of the jewelry that I wear, the women in my life, I will always keep it. Um, and I I can also say that for other things outside of these items, I can let go of things more easily when I filter it through my intentional lens. Like, because the last thing I want is a whole bunch of stuff. And like I was saying, when I let go of things to bring in new things, that's one of my other kind of principles, right? The first principle is, can I use it and all that. My other principle is like, if I'm bringing something in, I am looking around to see what I can move out. If I'm bringing in, if I've gone thrifting, which I like to do from time to time, and I've brought in new items, I'm probably going to move items out. Not probably, I move items out of my closet when I bring new stuff in. And it's not always because it doesn't fit or I don't like it anymore. Sometimes it's just I'm making room for something new. I wore the heck out of this item. I had a good run. Now it's somebody else's turn. I also think that's a great exercise in not being too attached to everything. I say that understanding that I just told you about things that I am very attached to. That's why I'm saying too attached to everything. I am attached to specific things. I think there's power in that, just like there's power in smells and cooking and recipes that bring us closer to the people that have gone beyond this realm, and that are still connected to us and that are within our bloodline, or that we just have such a strong connection to, that it just that's family. We're always going to feel connected to that person. So yeah, I don't know why this one came up for me, and if this resonated. This might just be for the followers, okay? They might like, you might like just to hear this. This may or may not bring in, somebody else who are like, oh, this is an interesting conversation. But after having that talk with my sis and her moving things out, and I started to look at all of the things that I wear and all of the things that are important to me, even as I call myself someone who likes to simplify, who likes to not have a whole lot of stuff. I don't like to have a closet that's so full I can't move things around to see what's in it. I like to be able to pick up something easy to wear because I know that I'm going to wear this thing and it feels good to me and it feels like my style and I feel comfortable. I like that I can move things in and also be okay with moving things out. Not because they're damaged or because they don't fit, but because I'm making room, I'm making space. That goes beyond just stuff. That goes for my life. I had to let go of a life that I had built very intentionally and beautifully in Atlanta in order to grab hold of a life that I wanted to live with my family abroad. I couldn't have both. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't clone myself and have a simultaneous experience both in Atlanta and abroad. I had to make a choice. And in years of me cycling through things and items with a level of intention and still working on that and what that looks like and letting go of stuff, I feel that really helped me be able to step into this next chapter and let go so that I could make space for whatever was coming next for us in this journey and in this adventure. So I thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. Roll call. If you made it this far, please say, hey, let me know that you're here down below in the comments. And I'm here. I'm Imani Aisha. I'm here showing up to remind us to stay connected to ourselves, to our partners, and to creating a life that feels good to us, to you. So if that's your vibe, please subscribe. I look forward to continuing the journey with you and having more conversations like this with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm going to see you tomorrow.